Hey everybody out there, this is Seto, and today for you guys we are going to be doing a deck update of my Dark Magician Girl deck. Yes, so I profiled this deck profile back during Christmas last year, and I decided to do a deck update right now of the deck. Now that Master Rule 5 is out, now that I've had more time to play around with the deck, now that we have more support for the deck with the new Dark Magician support. So I decided to go back, revisit the deck, re-update the deck as it's been a few months. Not much has changed. I've played around with some of the ratios of cards and different things of that nature to try it up in the deck, see what would work, see what wasn't working, and things of that nature. So the deck has changed, but it hasn't changed drastically compared to before. But without further ado, let us get into the deck profile. So I love Dark Magician, as you guys know. I have always said this on this channel. I have always been a fan of the full body artwork of Dark Magician. It is magnifico, to say the least. But we run 3 Dark Magician girls in the deck, the full artwork mainly, which is very beautiful. She pretty much gains 200 attack if you have Dark Magician engraved. She can gain that attack boost. She can also gain attack boosts through Kiwi, which is nice. She can gain attack boost through that. So she will not always just be a 2000 level 6 beater. She can do a lot other things in this version of the deck because the deck is more built around her. Now, even though we run 3 Dark Magician, the deck is going to be focusing a lot on Dark Magician himself, because Dark Magician itself does work very well with Dark Magician Girl. However, you do have to keep in mind the main difference between this deck and a pure Dark Magician deck is the fact that we're going to be using Dark Magician Girls. We're going to be using cards that interact with Dark Magician and Dark Magician Girl. So in a pure Dark Magician deck, we're not doing that per se. So like I said, it's more focused on Dark Magician, but it also has Dark Magician elements. So we run 3 Dark Magician for that reason. You can run whatever artwork you want. I decided to run these artworks because I don't run them all the time, and I actually like these artworks out of all the other the regular Dark Magician from the Yugi Structure deck and the Arcana artwork. So we run 3 Dark Magician, the Ultimate Wizard in terms of attack and defense. That is a lie because Cosmo Queen has better attack. Yeah. So jokes aside, 3 Dark Magician. Next we run 3 Magician's Rod. This is going to be your searcher for a good majority of your deck. This can search out just about all your spell cards, your Magician's Circle, your Soul Servant. It can search out Dark Burning Magic Attack, Bond between teacher and student. The list goes on and on. It pretty much just can't search Eye of Timaeus, which does suck, but it can search out a lot of your other cards in the deck. So a good majority of your spells and even your trap monsters can be searched out through Magician's Rod. So it's very nice in the deck, and I say it's a staple 3 of. It's probably one of your most important normal summonable monsters. In addition to that, we do run some other normal summonable monsters. We run 2 Chocolate. Now, I had always been a fan for years, guys, of running 3 Chocolate, but her effect to just normal summon, pitch a card, draw a card, it's good, it's just not as great in the fact that she is searchable. So I did cut her out of the deck to make her down as a 2 of into the deck, but I still run her, and I decided to run 3 Berry Magician, which I feel like is pretty much your main searcher for the Magician Girl deck, because this can search out Chocolate if you need to, as well as Kiwi, which can become pretty much a honest, a Kalut type of card for the deck. So for that reason, we still run 3 Kiwi in the deck. Kiwi is going to work with your Chocolate, your Berry, your Dark Magician Girl. It's going to work with everything pretty much that has Magician Girl in its name. So I like 3 Kiwis. So this is just the Magician Girl engine. If you want to build this deck and you're wondering, where's Apple, where's Lemon, why are you not running 3 Chocolate? Play the deck. Apple is an okay one of. Lemon is an okay one of. They're not amazing. If you're going to change anything, maybe add a 3rd Chocolate if you want to cut down the ratio of some cards, or if you don't have certain cards that I'm going to be showing shortly, you could run a 3rd Chocolate. It's perfectly fine. And maybe you want to throw the other 2 as an Apple and Lemon if you want to. That's up to you. But for me, because I have certain cards and access to certain cards, I like this ratio a little bit more. So 3 berry, 3 kiwi, double chocolate. It works out pretty good for me, as that's the Magician Girl engine, and it works well with Dark Magician Girl. Next up, we run our 3 Soul Servant. This is what I was talking about, your Magician's Servant. This card's an amazing card. However, it is very, very expensive, and it's very nice to have in the deck if you do have access to it. If you do, run it in the deck. It's an amazing card that works very well in the deck for many different reasons. So, yep, 3 Magician's Soul. We also run 1 Apprentice. I decided to just run 1 because you do have Dark Magician Girl, and a lot of times you'll bring out Dark Magician and Dark Magician Girl for certain plays. But on the off chance, you can run Apprentice Illusion Magician as a 1-of in the deck as another target. In addition to that, it can help you search out another Dark Magician if you draw double navigation. And the reason I decided to run 1 instead of more of is because a lot of your Magician Girls are different attributes, so they don't mesh well with the Apprentice Illusion Magician. So for that reason, I just decided to run 1-of. But it's definitely a good 1-of in the deck. Next, we run our 3 Magician's Circle. This is pretty straightforward, I would say, in the deck. You run 3 of it. It's an amazing card. And in addition to 3 Magician's Circle, guys, you got to run your 3 Soul Servant. This is an essential card to run in the deck as a 3-of, I feel like. You got to run it as a 3-of. It's a 3-of staple in the deck. This Servant works amazingly well with Circle, and I love it, and it's really nice to have. So, yeah. Buy this card if you haven't already, because it's slowly going up in price over time until it gets a reprint, maybe in a year or 2. It's going to keep going up because it's a staple Dark Magician card in any Dark Magician variation. So yeah, definitely we run this ratio here. Now, because I said this is a combination between Dark Magician and Dark Magician Girl decks, I decided to run 2 Dark Burning Magic. It's so easy to set up for this card, and it's such a powerful card to just nuke your opponent's board. You have a Dark Magician, a Dark Magician Girl on the field. There's a bunch of different ways you can easily do that, and then you just say to your opponent, I'm going to now nuke your entire board. It's amazing. Unless they got a Solemn Judgment, there ain't much that's going to stop it. So, yeah, we run 2 of this. It's so easy to set up. You will go through multiple of this card per turn. A lot of people just like running it as a 1-of because they can easily search it. I like it as a 2-of because sometimes I'll use it multiple times. If I went first, for example, and I set this card with a Dark Magician and Dark Magician Girl on the field, or navigation and this on the field face down, I can just nuke my opponent's board on their turn as they're going into mid combo and just say bye bye, go bye, you know, blow up your board. So me personally, I like it as a 2-of, but that's just me. Bond between teacher and student. Again, this is one of those hybrid cards because we're running this variation of Dark Magician and Dark Magician Girl. This works very well in the deck, and I really enjoy it. So it's a 1-of in the deck. We also run 1 Dark Inheritance, 1 Illusionist Magic. These cards are staple 1-of Dark Magician cards that you run in the deck. They're very nice to have. In addition to that, we run 1 Secrets of Dark Magic as well. You could run double of this, that's up to you, but me, I just like 1, 1, and 1 of these. It's just me, it works well, I like it. So that's what I run in the ratio of that department. In addition to that, we run some other 1-of spells. We run 1 Eye of Timaeus and 1 Monster Reborn. Monster Reborn is self-explanatory, plus it works well in combination with Magician's Circle in certain situations. And Eye of Timaeus, where it's not searchable, it's an essential 1-of in this version of the deck. For the fact that it can help you go into so many different fusions, it's kind of crazy. And I like running it as a 1-of. So it works well for me. So that's what I run. And then for trap lineup, we run 2 Eternal Souls. It's good as a 1-of. 2 Magician's Navigation. Some people like it as a 1-of. Me personally, especially in this build, I like it as a 2-of. It's been working well for me. So 2 Eternal Souls I think is pretty good. 2 Magician's Navigation works pretty good. Like I said, Magician's Navigation can work very well with Dark Burning Magic attack because you can just go nuke the world. So yeah, it's kind of cool. But yeah, that's where we run for traps. And the last trap I run is I run one Magician's Combination. This is only because we're running Dark Magician and Dark Magician Girl in the deck do I run this card over here. Magician's Combination is just a nice one of to have in the deck. It's pretty nice to have, actually. So that is all we're running in the main deck, guys. It's pretty straightforward. You can play around with the ratios some more, but from playtesting for a couple months now, I've pretty much got it down at the moment to a finite amount, and I'm pretty happy with it. So for that reason, that's the ratio currently. Now let's get on to the extra deck. We have our Dark Magician Girl Field Center. We have our tokens because we're going to Duelist Kingdom. And what's a Dark Magician Girl deck without Yu-Gi-Moto? So we got our Yu-Gi-Moto tokens as well. So now let's get on to the extra deck. One Dark Magician Girl, the Dragon Knight. One Dark Magician, the Dragon Knight. And one Amulet Dragon. In addition to that, we run one Dark Paladin. Now you may ask, how do you go for these guys right here pretty much? Eye of Timaeus. Again, Eye of Timaeus helps you go into these mainly. We also run two of the newer fusion, the Dark Magicians, which is pretty easy to go for. So you go run two of that. For your level 7 exceeds, you run one Phantom Knights, excuse me, not Phantom Knights, bleh, Mega Phantom Beast Dragosack, one number 11 Big Eye, one Ebonon High Magician, one Ebonon Illusion Magician. We run Nightmare Cerberus, Nightmare Unicorn, Nightmare Cerberus, and Nightmare Phoenix. Sorry about that. Sorry about the glare. I'll put Phoenix right here. We'll put Phoenix over here. One Phoenix. So those are your main links you're going to go for, but I decided to run in addition to that one Predaplant Verte Anaconda and one Cross Sheep. Now, I'm going to be honest with you. You don't really go for Veraconda that often, but it's there just in case. And Cross Sheep is probably going to be the main thing you'll go for overall. But I decided to run the Verte just because you do go into fusions fairly often, and Cross Sheep works well with that reason, so you get some free draws. Verte, you go for it sometimes, but you don't go for it a lot. So there's that. But I hope you guys all enjoy this deck profile. It's pretty straightforward. It's a Dark Magician Girl deck. The thing you got to keep in mind as I'm talking about this deck is, guys, it's not a Dark Magician deck strictly, right? That's not how this deck works. It's a combobulation of Dark Magician Girl and Dark Magician, which is a deck that I've worked on for many years. If you guys are familiar with this channel at all, I've been doing that version of this deck for probably like 5 years now, and I pretty much know all the different ways you could do it. Now, if you don't have Magician's Souls, there are cards you can substitute for that. Maybe you run a second Eye of Timaeus. Maybe you run another Magician's Fusion. Maybe you take the deck that route. That's fine. But if you have access to Magician's Souls, why wouldn't you run it in this version of the deck? So that's why I decided to run it this way. The ratio is a little bit different. The deck, you may think, doesn't work too well together, but if you start playing with it, you'll see some of the cool combos it can do, where it can blow up your opponent's boards easily. Work as a Dark Magician deck with a Dark Magician Girl engine there, because in this version of the deck, instead of Dark Magician Girl just being there to do, just because it's Dark Magician Girl, it's actually doing something because the Magician Girl engine is in there, and it still works that way. Your opponent will easily think they can run over it, and then you'll seemingly drop a Kiwi to grave and then run over their monster. So there's a lot of things that you can do with this deck. It's very fun, and I would highly suggest trying it out and maybe tweaking a few ratios if you want to. But till next time, guys, take care, have fun dueling, good luck dueling to all of you, and I shall see you all next time. Good luck dueling to all of you guys, and go Dark Magician Girl.